Hi, I'm Patricia Treble of Maclean's Magazine, and as you can tell, I'm in a bookstore. And for a very good reason, and that is because in a few minutes they're going to be releasing Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, parts 1 and 2. Woo! And the audio just came on. And it's the script of the play, which is the big hit in London. And so everyone is asking what's in it. And I'm going to say, I know, because I've seen part 1 and I've seen part 2 and I've got the buttons to prove it, but I will keep the secret. Do not worry. So here's the thing. Who is the cursed child? What's the character you want to hear? Let us know your comments. Ask your questions. Just put them all down and we will do our best to answer them as much as we can without giving too much of the plot away. But first, I've got some people in line and here's the question. When you first heard the title, what did you think?
I just thought it was going to be great to have Harry Potter come back again.
And who do you think the cursed child is, and why?
I do think it's one of Harry Potter's sons, but I'm wondering if there's going to be a twist to it. So I don't know who they're going to make it be, but I feel like there might be a surprise in there.
So you think it's going to be James or Albus Severus, and you're moving because we're all moving because they're going to get in line to get their books because you got to get your books. And why do you think it was one of those two?
Just because they are always Harry Potter-centric stories, so I feel like it may continue on in that same vein, but I'm happy to be surprised if it's not, because you're laughing.
I'm betting it's Scorpius.
Oh, Draco Malfoy's son, who everyone has been told is a very good friend of Albus at Hogwarts.
Okay. So I feel like it's Harry Potter-centric or his kid-centric, but if Scorpius is his best friend, then they find out he must be the cursed child, and Harry Potter's going to come save the day of his mortal enemy.
Oh, yeah. And what do you think? Because we're going to finally see Harry Potter at 19 years later. Because the epilogue was really short, and if anyone who knows this, the epilogue was just way too short. It just kind of cut out. What are you looking forward to seeing in the epilogue?
I hope Luna is there. I want to see more Luna. I want to see what she's doing because she was fabulous and fantastic, and I hope she's there somehow.
And Neville.
Yes, absolutely. I love him. Well, he's going to be like the old, well, not the elderly professor, but like the new McGonagall. Yeah, give me back.
Yes, that'd be very exciting.
Now, do you think McGonagall's going to be there?
I think so. I think she's just going to be there forever.
Headmaster. Yes.
And is this the first time you've done something like this?
No, I lined up at midnight here at the store actually for the 7th book as well. Yeah.
And what about you?
I did not. I was in Australia at that time, but I did line up outside the bookstore that was going to give me my books for 2 hours before it opened. And we had out because we have it at 9 a.m. So.
And sorry, we have to go upstairs. So we're going to go upstairs because I'm going to be getting my book. But good luck. Get in line and have it. And are you going to be reading it right away?
No, I'm actually going to sleep, and then I'm going to wake up and read it with fresh eyes.
And you?
I might start it and then go to sleep and then read it all tomorrow.
Have fun.
Thank you. We will.
And now what we're going to do is we're going upstairs because we are going to be given a copy at exactly 12:01. And as you can see, the lineups are crazy. And what it is, there's a whole bunch of lineups. There's the lineups to get your pre-orders, to then get in lineup again to get your pre-order. And then there's the lineups to do, well, there's really not many. There were all sorts of potions, and they were having all sorts of fun stuff here. But everything is kind of breaking down because everyone wants to get in line and they want to get their books. So we're going to go upstairs. And we're in the Indigo at Bay and Bloor, right in downtown Toronto. It's one of the biggest, and they've got all their Indigos and chapters across Canada are open, and a lot of the libraries are open. I was actually at the big reference library in Toronto, which for the first time ever opened at 10:30 on a Saturday night just for Harry Potter. You can see the lineups everywhere. They're crazy. Now, this isn't anything. I was here for Deathly Hallows. Deathly Hallows was nutty. They blocked off the intersections. It was kind of fabulous. This is far more restrained, but it's still, I'm going to say, of all the of all the launches, it's kind of actually got to be the most relaxed. It's one of those things where you kind of, every demographic is here. I mean, if you just kind of pan around and you can see, I mean, everyone there is now, they're all lined up and they're all waiting. And they're all waiting until exactly 12:01. And that's when they're going to get the book. And this is fun. And I'm going to say, as somebody who has, because I've seen the play, and I actually saw the very first preview performance in London, and J.K. Rowling was actually in the audience with me, which was the most amazing thing, because all of a sudden we looked over and we could see her there, and she was just paying rapt attention to it. I mean, she was leaning forward in her seat, and I was there for, I am one of the very few, well, only 1,400, that we saw the owl. The only time they ever had a live owl perform in the play was the very first one, because it just went nuts. They were doing an owl post delivery. Everything was going well, except they didn't realize the audience was going to just start going, "Ooh, there's an owl!" Well, the owl completely freaked out, went crazy up into the rafters, and that was it for the owl. It was sent back to the owlery, and they realized, let's not do a live owl. And please don't forget, if you've got any sort of questions about this, about the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, about the release, just put in your question and I will do my best to answer it. Because we are at Maclean's and we're doing the countdown to the release of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, Part 1 and Part 2. And, ooh, I think they're bringing out the books. Oh, I think that's what they're doing up there. Swing around. So that's what everyone is waiting for. They're waiting for the release of the books. And they've all got their pre-orders and everything like that. But I've got a special. How many minutes have we got? Really? Is it 12:01 yet? So it's 12:01, and by this count, officially, I should get. But I think what we're waiting for is that Indigo here has to do a count, and they've got to do the release. And I can't get my book until they do it. Drat! I want them to get their act together. There's probably, I would say, a good 400 people here. Which is pretty amazing considering it's a Saturday night in the middle of summer. But it is fun. And I'm going to say, for anyone who's looking at this, it's going to be a script, right? It's not the typical book. And I think a lot of people are going to have maybe some issues with that. Everyone's probably used to reading the Shakespeare scripts, which are not always the easiest. I have a feeling this is going to be a lot easier. But it's going to be really thick because I'm going to say the play is 5 hours long, a minimum of 5 hours long. When I was there, it was a little more than 5 hours. Apparently, they've shaved it down slightly since then, in the 2 months since I saw it. But it's going to be a long book. I think it's about 300 and some odd pages long. So, and that's all I'm going to be doing tomorrow is I'm going to be reading. I'm going to be reading Harry Potter. So where we are is we're at the Indigo, and we're just waiting for the release of the book. I'm going to say it's a completely different, just getting back to the plot without giving anything away, because I will keep the secret. I will say that the first twist in this book in the play comes at about the 5-minute mark. So I don't know what that's going to be in the page, but right off the top, you're going to have a huge plot twist, and you're going to be kind of going, oh my goodness. And a few people were screaming in the audience because they realized all of a sudden this was not going to be like any other Harry Potter they'd ever seen before. And the plot twists and the turns and the convolutions come in just rapid succession. It is thrilling. You're going to cry. You better have tissues with you because, man, you are just going to be bawling through this bit. And it's also really funny because they've got Ron. And so I think, there we go. That's it. They've handed out the book, so I get to have the book. Oh, heavens. It's got my name on it. So hold on a second. 6. Just hold on a second. I'm just opening it. Oh, my heavens. It's a packet. Good gracious. This is really not the easiest thing to open on air, let me tell you. And hold on a second. Here it is. There it is. There it is. Oh, it is thick. That is probably the thickest the thickest script you've ever seen. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And now let's open it and let's read, shall we? Hold on a second. This is so exciting. And of course, it's not written by her. It's written by Jack Thorne, who is an award-winning playwright. But she and Jack Thorne and John Tiffany came up with all the ideas. They batted them around for at least 2 years. And so here it is. Act 1, scene. There it is. Act 1, Scene 1, you're at King's Cross. A busy and crowded station, full of people trying to go somewhere. Amongst the hustle and bustle, 2 large cages rattle at the top of 2 laden trolleys. They're being pushed by 2 boys, James Potter and Albus Potter. Their mother, Ginny, follows after. A 37-year-old man, Harry Potter, has his daughter, Lily, on his shoulders. Albus, Dad, he keeps saying it. Harry, James, give it a rest. James, I only said he might be in Slytherin, and he might so. Off his dad's glare. Fine. Albus, looking up at his mum. You'll write to me, won't you? Ginny, every day if you want us to. Albus, no, not every day. James says most people only get letters from home about once a month. I don't want to. Harry says, we wrote to your mother 3 times a week last year. Albus looks, what? James? Albus looks accusing at James. Ginny says, yes, you might not want to believe everything he tells you about Hogwarts. He likes to laugh, your brother. And then James says with a grin, can we go now, please? And there you go. The beginning of Harry Potter. The 8th story, 19 years later. And as J.K. Rowling said, this is going to be the end. She's not doing any more Harry Potter. So treasure it, enjoy it, read it, have fun.